Hello and welcome to the Big Steve Show. All you Chelsea fans out there, I am the Puppet Master, and you know what's coming. It's been a bad week. So get your energy up, because Pep Guardiola, Manchester City, are coming for you.
Wow. I'm not gonna lie, I've had to humble myself. Obviously, Saj and Monstar, Saj is having technical difficulties. I'm not waiting for him any longer. Monstar's coming soon. He's just eating his dinner. 1v1 at the beginning before we add in the other two. But listen, people, lateness is greatness. Welcome back into the building. You already know what time it is. It's time for the Oil Boys show. And listen, before we bring in the other two, it's 1v1 at the beginning. I'm getting a little bit nervous. I can't lie to you. I've been humbled. Mystic Steve, I thought this was a joke. I thought it was just a bit of fun and games from you. You predicted the 1-0 to Arsenal. Then you predicted the Leicester. I'm sweating. I'm not going to lie. I'm starting to sweat.
I said that. Listen, I came on here. You know me, yeah? I'm not coming on here trolling. I come in on here saying what I believe. So I came in and I said, look, trust me what's happening. I can tell what's going to happen. I believe what's going to happen. I'm confident what's going to happen. And all the chat said, oh, Steve's salty. Big Steve talks shit. Big Steve does this. Big Steve does this. But look, listen. Now, your levels the other week, the Chelsea boys was up here, yeah? Now, it's all gone quiet. It's very flat. It's very calm. And they're thinking, you know what? Big Steve's right, you know. He's just predicted Arsenal to do us. That's come true. He's just predicted us to lose the FA Cup. That's come true. But the main one he kept saying, what he was the most confident about, was the Champions League. And deep down, you know it's coming. But at least this is priming you for it. You know what I mean?
Do you know what? Do you know what it is? Yeah, I've still got a shred of confidence, but I must say my confidence after seeing my team bottle the FA Cup final the way they did has shot down by a good 25-30%, because I was seriously not expecting that complacency in that performance yesterday. It was, you obviously saw the game, right? It was awful performance. I can't lie to you. And you know, Chelsea against Arsenal, okay, I said to myself, all right, that was embarrassing as well, but you was complacent, lack of concentration. I've seen that against mid-table to relegation sides before. Maybe you thought you was too good going into it and you got humbled. But the whole point of playing poorly in the Arsenal game was to prepare yourselves or to get the wake-up call for the Leicester game. And then suddenly, Lord and behold, we get the beatdown against Leicester as well, with Telemann scoring from, 25 yards out. And now suddenly, Chelsea as a board or Chelsea as an establishment are telling me that the priority is now the Leicester game on Tuesday. But if the priority was the game on Tuesday, then should Arsenal not have been a priority? Because it's the same competition. It's just excuses, bro. It's crazy. What have you made of it?
It's just a bit mad, isn't it? Like I said, I know you chopped and changed a little bit in the league. But it's mad. I mean, Tuchel's a victim of his own success at the minute. You know what I mean? He's done well. He beat City, like you say, in them 2 games. We made the changes. I said to you, I think Guardiola's had him over a little bit here. I just think this, because when you play Nathan Aki and all them with us, we know, the City fans know, you know what I mean? It's like, what is he doing? And you beat us last minute, yeah? If Aguero took that penalty away, it could be a different game. But listen, you beat us last minute, you got the points, fair enough. But now, you look at where you was then, and you look a week, 2 weeks in advance now, it's a whole different picture now. You look at Liverpool just scored a last minute. Yeah, Liverpool just scored a last minute goal there. Yeah, goalkeeper. That game they should never have won that game. West Brom was robbed, but they're on you, man. And I tell you, you can't afford another. So the pressure now in the cooker. You was going to go into that Champions League game. You could have gone onto Champions League game on the back of winning the FA Cup, on the back of being in the top 4, guaranteed, because you know you had no pressure, and you could have gone into that game at Porto with a free shot, at City, and just went for it, Now you're going in that game, top 4's on the ropes. You've lost the FA Cup, and if you lose all that 3 of them, it's all gone to shit.
Bro, I mean, listen, it's I can't lie to you. The pressure now in this Champions League, because for me, look at you. Your name is the Soul Collector. Has anybody noticed that? Let me go through. Let me go through the. Let me go through the super chats. I'll put the name back on the screen. Walter King says, "Big Steve, I apologize. You were right. Man City would beat us 4-0. Jesus Christ, Chelsea fans have lost it all. Chelsea got school piped. How are you feeling, Matisse? I mean, I don't even have to tell you how I'm feeling. I'm absolutely dejected, disappointed. Remember you clipping up my chat on Big Six, Dead Food, Blue Moon, my MI 14. What did I clip him about? Did I clip him about the Leicester thing?
Yeah, you took a picture. Yeah.
Keep dropping them. I'm going to keep clipping them. I'll get one right eventually. Do you know what I'm saying? It's at this point, I'm playing the odds. Mendy, Rudy, Silva, James, Chilwell, Kante, Kova, Mount. We might scrape a 2-1. If we lose, we're unlucky. Listen, the pressure going into this final on this team is immense now, because for me, bottling 2 finals now is just unacceptable. Do you know what I'm saying? We was meant to win that game against Leicester to take the pressure off the Champions League final because we're underdogs. And do you know what I'm saying? But do you know
what made it worse as well? You now have experienced a VAR decision go against you in a big game, and I did it. I experienced it in the stadium against Tottenham, and I tell you what, it probably hurt me more than any loss I've ever had, because it's like somebody just teeing you up. And so you think you've won it. So you're all jumping around, celebrating, hugging, kissing, everyone's falling around. And then all of a sudden, you just take it away. And the world's been watching you do it. And then, and it happened to you guys, man, because I've seen some videos of Chelsea pubs erupting, people ballooning, thinking they'd done it and all that. And then all of a sudden, flat. And it's bad. You must have been jumping around your house or whatever when that went in.
I said it. I did radio this morning. I was buzzing. Absolutely buzzing. I was all over the place, dancing about, celebrating, knee sliding, whatever you want to call it, you name it, I was doing it. And then suddenly I turn around and Chilwell's goal is just disallowed. And to be honest, I didn't even think it was offside. Usually I mentally prepare myself for a potential VAR. If I can see, look, the Soul Collector, look at that. I usually prepare myself if we're gonna, if I feel like there's a slight offside or it's doable that it could be offside, I usually mentally prepare myself and calm down and say to myself, no, I'm not gonna get overexcited. I'm gonna chill. But for me to see that goal get disallowed was just like, yo, this is nuts.
It's horrible, mate. It takes away the moment. That moment when Aguero scored that goal to win us the league. Yeah.
Can you imagine if that was ruled out? Some shit.
Well, the scenes on that goal, and the experience with all the people around me who've been sat next to you for years and years and years, them scenes will live with me forever. Yeah. But now, if that happened again, we'd all have to be like watching the screen just in case it said VAR check. Then it's took your moment away, and that's what I'm saying. That took the moment. That VAR. That's the problem with VAR for me. It took the moment away. They've got it wrong again today at the West Brom game. It's disgusting, man. They need to scrap it for me.
It's gut-wrenching. It really like takes away it. The Soul Collector. It is soul destroying. Do you know what I'm saying? It really is. It's a whole, because I remember celebrating the Chelsea went 5-4 up against Ajax. Aspilicueta scored Champions League group stage as well. We come back from 4-1 down. And again, VAR, and I'm just like, man, this is soul destroying. It really is.
Have you seen the referee for the Champions League final?
Who is it?
It's that Spanish guy, I think, the bald-headed guy. He's the worst referee, yeah.
Oh,
I swear to God, he's the worst referee in the whole competition.
Oh,
seriously, man. Guy is a nightmare. Nightmare guy.
I have to ask as well before I read out this super chat. Does this put more pressure? Because you already said that, you put yourself as favourites. You say that, listen, Pep has got to secure the bag when it comes to the Champions League final. I feel like all of these Chelsea mishaps in terms of the performance against Arsenal, now the performance yesterday, which, again, I cannot reiterate how disgusting the performance was, especially in the second half when you know you need a goal. And by the way, just before the goal, they were up in the momentum and Chelsea just didn't snap into gear until we conceded. And then suddenly, the light bulb goes off. We need to start playing football. Does this put more pressure on Man City in the Champions League final? Because I feel like you losing to us now looks way worse than it did last week when we spoke on the show last week. Now, a whole week ahead, Chelsea back-to-back defeats, mentality of this group is in question because they've lost 3 finals in a row now. They can't seem to get over the line. I said it yesterday. They're starting to stink of Spurs. Does that put more pressure? Do you feel more pressure now?
No. Listen, you beat us twice, in the last few weeks. So you're going into there. Everyone said last week, this is give Chelsea the psychological advantage. They beat Pep Guardiola twice. They know they can do it. Pep Guardiola's now got the pressure. Blah 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 blah. So the pressure is exactly the same. It's the same from the first week in the Champions League to now. I said there's no excuses this season. Pep Guardiola's got to go out there and win it. He's got no injuries, no excuses. He's got to win it. Paris Saint-Germain came along. They said, Neymar and that, they've just beat Bayern Munich. You're going to get smoked. We control them. At the end of the day, we know what we've got to do, and the City fans know what we've got to do, and Pep knows what he's got to do. The pressure on Pep is unbelievable, but it is on Pep all season, because at Christmas we were 8th in the league, and they were saying your title's finished. Pep Guardiola can't do it anymore. He needs this, he needs that. He's come out, he's done it, he's won the league. He's won the Carabao Cup as well. So listen, I'm looking at the way we play this season, looking at us and our best side, I'm super confident. And that's not arrogance, that's confidence in my team. If you know your team, you're confident in your team, and I believe we go there and we win it, and we get that monkey off our back.
Yeah. Opinions on Amate. This is coming from Vilan. Thank you for the super chat, and obviously home kit Juju. We'll start with the Amate shirt. Did you see him with that video clip where he took the Chelsea banner? They gave it a name, but I've forgotten it earlier. They told me earlier on the radio, but I can't remember the name. But let's just call it a banner. They exchanged banners at the start of the game.
Yeah, like a pendant.
Yeah, pendant. That's it. So you remember.
Yeah.
Did you see that video clip of him like dancing and dashing it on the floor?
No.
You didn't see it? Oh man, honestly.
Was that before the game?
Let me get it up, right? Because it was after the game. So they had won the match, and then he gets this he gets this he gets the pendant, and he's dancing in the change room, he's going crazy, and then he throws it on the floor, and kind of like it's like throwing, I guess, your country's flag on the floor, something like that. It's kind of like a similar type feeling if you watch that. I don't know how you would have felt if it was well, I'm going to show you, and then I'll let you decide if you think it's disrespectful or not. But let me just get the clip up. So, I mean, for me, I at this point, I don't really care what happens, because I'm already gutted of the fact that we lost the FA Cup final. The club hierarchy, apparently the game on Tuesday is more important. We spoke about that in the backstage. We'll get into that more after, in terms of just how important is the FA Cup, and why do people underrate it, or, dumb it down, or try and disrespect it. But let me just show you this video clip first. So this is Amate. So
Ooh.
he kind of has the you see, and he kind of dashes it on camera there.
It's not good, that.
It's
disrespectful.
It's disrespectful. It's distasteful. It's not for me personally.
If I'm Tuchel, before you play him in the league, if I'm Tuchel, I just put that up in the dressing room and say, look, this is what he thinks of you.
The thing is, though, this team shouldn't need any more motivation. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I said in the Arsenal game, there was motivation to win that because we got clapped up, you know what I'm saying, at the Emirates, worst performance of the season, and we need to make top 4. They didn't want to take that motivation, cool. Then Leicester, you're in an FA Cup final. If someone has to motivate you for that, you got seriously psychological issues going on there. Cool. They didn't want to take that. Why does it take a video clip like that, as disrespectful as it is, to motivate these players? I will never know. But like you said, if that doesn't push them in some way, then all hope is lost.
The pressure's on now for you. Like you say, top 4's not looking as rosy as it was. They've got a Champions League final coming up, so obviously players are going to want to be playing for the places. But it is a final. It is a final. We know anything can happen, but the situation's just flipped in a week. It was all looking good at your side. You guys were confident. Everyone was bigging it up. And the chat was going insane, telling everyone what was going to do. And then, like, football's got a habit of bringing you back down to your knees pretty quick. And, they've got a lot of pressure now. Tuchel's got a lot of pressure.
It's true. And then the second part of that is the home kit, Juju. Listen, I mean, we didn't have the home kit on against Arsenal, so I'm not going to really buy into that too much. But if you want to look at it, it's 2 defeats. It's the FA Cup final defeat, and it's the women's final defeat there in the Champions League, getting slapped up to Barcelona. I think they lost that game from the first half, or in the first 30 minutes. So yeah, I guess there is. I don't know. I really can't. I really don't believe in that kind of stuff. But if you want to play around with it, it's definitely a thing. Blue Moon says, I was there against Spurs. Worst feeling ever, Steve.
Horrible.
Talk about that. That was Sterling, wasn't it? The Sterling, the Sterling goal to make it. Was it 5-4 in aggregate?
Yeah, it was just. It was the whole way about it, because we celebrated, and then you're getting up, and then it's coming up VAR, and then I'm looking over, and you've got Tottenham fans, right? So they're fucking pretty shit anyway, and they don't win anything, and they're all there doing imaginary TVs like this, VAR, and I just thought, wow, that's what football's become now, a load of muppets. Don't forget, if you get beat and everyone's hanging over the barrier, calling you wankers and saying you shit and all that, you can accept that. I can't accept a load of Tottenham fans going VAR. Look where that's got them, you know what I mean? So they get calmer every time now, you know what I mean? But that is a sickener, man. It's a sickener, that last minute thing. It's sickener.
It really is, honestly. I can't think of, because it's not just like conceding a goal now. You've actually gone onto a whole high, and then the drop off is incredible. Like it's not a sudden burst. It's basically getting hit twice. It's honestly unbearable. I can't really compare it to anything else. I felt it at the stadium. I felt it at home, and even both times it's been gut wrenching. This super chat here, I won't even try and say your name to ruin it, but I really appreciate the super chat because I'm terrible at pronouncing names, and you've watched the channel, so you already know. By the way, my dad fully recovered from not allowed to say the word on YouTube, but you know, the disease. Been pretty stressful past 2-3 weeks. Your streams have helped a lot, and big six, and everybody, please stay safe in India.
Good, that's good news.
I definitely remember you, because I remember speaking to you a few weeks ago, and we was talking about the new variant in India and how dangerous it is, and obviously we was wishing you all well. So that is wonderful to hear, and honestly, it's touching to know that the streams have helped in any way, shape, or form. I really just do this because I love talking about football, and I also love talking to you guys every day and going into the comments and seeing that you guys enjoyed the content. So to hear that feedback is brilliant, and obviously get well, stay safe, and like I said, bro, I really appreciate it. So I'm glad you're enjoying. It's a painful couple of days, but I'm glad you're enjoying. And like I said, we're going to upload win, draw, lose. It's still coming out, the content, you already know. We did lose. I agree. Leicester couldn't create shit except that freak goal. It was a great goal. And I'm still confident if we don't start Timo, we will do well. I mean, obviously, Steve, you got to see the game. I personally think Leicester deserved it, because when I don't see application and desire from my team, I don't care about anything else. I don't care about VAR. I don't care about potential handball for Jose Perez in the lead up to the goal. I'm not saying this, I honestly don't care. If my team have played well and they've actually put in a performance that they, deserve to get the rub of the green, cool, no problems. But when you put in a performance like that and you're absolute dog shit in the second half, for me, I don't really care about any rough around the edges. I mean, what did you make it? Do you think it was a free goal, or do you think they deserved it in the end?
Well, it was a good goal to win a final. Obviously, the goal was brilliant. So if you're going to get beat in a final and you can handle it off a goal like that, you know what I mean? Leicester's had a great season. They're a good side. Rodgers has played well. It was nice to see the Leicester chairman go up there. His dad obviously passed away in the helicopter crash and things like that. To see him with the FA Cup was nice. From a neutral, it was a nice story. You know what I mean? And yeah, I think, on the day, I think they just probably nudged it. Fair play to Leicester. Like you say, they don't get enough credit on the big six and stuff. Arsenal or Tottenham, one of them teams next year is going to have to drop out of that big six show, because Leicester's there, man.
Yeah, we're going to discuss that soon, because I think that's a proper talking point that deserves a lot more light. Just before I come to Saj, Rodri saying, can't blame Amate. You don't kiss and hug your enemy after winning a war. Listen, it's down to interpretation. For me, I just feel like you don't have to take it there, especially when you've got to play us in a couple of days. I think,
of course. No, sorry, disagree heavily. You're going to play this team again in a couple of days. It's not love. This isn't love and make up type situation.
But I'm asking you, is that necessary? That's what I'm asking you. Is that necessary?
You have to play that, bro. That's winner's mindset, bro. Champions. Do you know how much money's on the line?
No, I'm talking about. Did you see the video? Did you see the video?
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree with it.
You think it's necessary?
I agree with it.
I think it's a bit stupid from him, considering. Well, I mean,
okay, was it a little bit excessive? Yes, but do I get the sentiment? Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. If they play my team and he does that and throws my badge on the floor, one of my Fernandinho's taking legs.
Let me tell you something, because when Leicester won, obviously I was honestly, if anybody who's around me in that today or yesterday, my mood from the moment that final whistle blew, my mood was done. Like, I'm telling you, mood was just almost toxic from me. It was
also, I need to talk about that, bruv. I watched your stream yesterday. Excessive, bruv.
No, it's
excessive
not
on your part.
No.
Bruv, you played well.
I know lateness is greatness, but you're really, really late. So fuck.
Do you know why?
Right?
Do you know why?
So first of all,
I can explain why, but I'll explain in a minute. You played really well.
We played well.
Yes, bro. But like this idea that you were putting out there, like Leicester ran over you and what? Like, okay.
We didn't play well.
I'm not gonna lie. Do we need to address the Timo Werner situation? Very much.
There's a lot of situations we need to address, but it's not just we did not play well, in my opinion, at all.
I thought you did, but I'm not gonna lie. If this was gonna be a title, if we were gonna title this episode, the title should be "What a Difference a Week Can Make," because my lord, this time last week, weren't the mighty more embellished and upright and strong-holded than ever before? What happened in the space of a week?
All right, William Shakespeare.
Everything's not even to do with Chelsea. We could even talk about Man United dropping points on purpose against Leicester, only then to go and lose to Liverpool. Like, there were so many stories. I'm not gonna lie, that was the best one for me this week.
Yeah, there is, and obviously you guys won the title as well. That feels like as if that didn't even happen, because do you know what I mean? The storylines are ridiculous. That Man United obviously throwing the game.
What about Scott Carson going in net? Scott Carson going in net.
Yeah, what about Alisson going in net? There's actually so much to get into. But the fact that you think that Chelsea performance was not poor, even tells me that you're not watching Chelsea.
No, I watched the game live. I watched the game. I thought, this is the thing. I thought you lot were really good in the first half, and you lot were good in the last 20 minutes, and you were really good in the first half. And your striking situation needs to be really, really. I've got something here. By Mrs. Abraham. I don't know if you know who that is.
Oh,
but
yes.
Her tweets. I'll shut the camera.
You mean tweeting, or you mean the Instagram?
Yes, the Insta.
Yes,
her words are,
go
how on earth do you make the decision to leave your top goal scorer out of the squad for the finals? The same person who even scored the goal for you actually to qualify for the competition. It's not making any sense whatsoever. Not even the bench. This is a joke. There's a problem when you have a player's missus tweeting that publicly during the finals.
I think her head was hot and she just didn't really deep what she was doing. And obviously she's deleted it. She's not a representative of the club. She's not employed by the club. She can do whatever she wants. Now, obviously, Tammy, I feel like if we're going to get into that, right? Because I feel like that's a big talking point that I haven't really spoken about. Because yesterday, I don't really feel like I spoke about anything. I'm going to lie to you. I was just angry. But if we're to get into it, and it's interesting to get your perspective from rival fans, I do question, because obviously, listen, Tuchel, up until this week, I've had very little to criticize, and rightly so. He's been borderline perfect. But this week, I feel like he's dropped the ball a bit. Arsenal game.
The Arsenal game, yeah, not in the finals.
It's funny because I go the other way. I think the Arsenal game, he took too much responsibility and didn't put enough responsibility on the players for playing poorly. Because I think the Arsenal game was there for the taking. The individual mistake that led to the goal, I think, was diabolical from Jorginho and Zuma and Kepa and everyone involved. Just hang your heads in shame. However, lack of communication. I know for me, I'm giving the brunt of the blame to Jorginho because my expectations in his build-up is higher. Zuma, I'm going to give a bit of blame to for not picking the right pass in the build-up. And then Kepa, you can just say, well, obviously his communication with Jorginho was lacking. I think he took too much responsibility in that game and then the Man City game, the Leicester game, I think he was poor because he didn't make the substitutions earlier. The team selection was very dodgy to start Alonso over Chilwell. We know how pumped Chilwell was to play against his old team.
Okay.
To play and then for me to start Alonso, like I said, Kepa, that's another thing. I mean, people will say, listen, he's the cup goalkeeper. I understood the decision. So
you can't switch.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
and here's the thing, I saw a lot of Kepa hate online yesterday. Makes no sense, bruv. Very few goalkeepers in the world would save that.
People are saying
shot.
Mendy would have saved that.
No.
Bullshit.
No?
Bullshit. I'll go as far to say is Ederson probably wouldn't have saved that. Bullshit. Like, when I mean it was a picture perfect strike, you can't ask for more.
Oh, shit.
You can't ask for more.
Monstar's
And
in the building.
see, I don't want to be toxic. I don't want to be toxic. I'm gonna go the other way around. I thought you lot did poor in the Arsenal game. I watched that game. You've actually got me watching Chelsea games for this.
Yeah.
Bruv, I was like, I don't understand how you lost to Arsenal. I can understand how you lost to Leicester. I don't understand the Arsenal game though. And there was so, like, even in that last 20 minutes, bruv, like those two crazy great saves from Schmeichel.
Schmeichel,
like,
big up him, man. Big save
like,
from
here's the thing. This is what I'm saying. One of those goes in, we're having a different conversation right now.
Listen, for me, I don't think Chelsea should be putting themselves in that position in the first place because I don't think Leicester were at their best. So for us to lose to that Leicester performance, I think is quite poor. If Leicester were at their best, Ian Nacho was firing, everybody was on point, cool. But Leicester weren't really. They didn't have to be at their brilliant best to beat us. That's my issue. And Chelsea,
I disagree, man.
Chelsea
like you had Leicester players, you had Vardy coming all the way back to defend. Like that was a team effort, man.
The grit was there, but the quality from Leicester wasn't of the usual level. And before I bring Monstar in, for me, the fact that Chelsea's performance at the start of the second half was so poor when they know they need to get a goal in an FA Cup final after dropping the bag against Arsenal, and then as soon as Leicester score, the tails are up. Now suddenly substitutions are getting made, Pulisic and Hudson-Odoi coming on, everybody's buzzing, trying to move the ball quicker. Where was that urgency?
Yeah, but if Timo scored one of those first two goals in those first two opportunities in the first half, this conversation would be different right now.
I mean, Monstar, you heard his point on Kepa. What did you make of that? Because some people are saying Mendy saves that, Kepa shouldn't have played. What do you make of all of that?
I don't listen. The goal number one was a banger. First of all, innit? It was a banger. That's a worldie, innit?
Mm-hmm.
Number two, if you ask me, it's not whether Mendy will get the fingertips of that or not. It's that if Mendy's in goal, Tielemans is not taking that shot. That's the problem for me. When Mendy's in goal, their man they're not shooting from out. Since Kepa, ever since Kepa has been in goal, whenever he's in goal, all of a sudden players have that confidence to hit worldies. Do you get what I mean? Like Zaha, how many worldies has he scored against us? So many players, I can name so many instances.
Mohamed Salah as well, Liverpool.
Liverpool last season, in both games, Trent scored free kick in both. What's his name scored that banger? What's his name? Naby Keita.
I think Jordan Henderson scored a belter at Bridge as well.
Jordan Henderson as well. It's not that whether he
Henderson scored a banger. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's not that they will whether they're going to score a bang or not. It's just that when Mendy's in goal, no one is going to even shoot. Do you
what do you mean? Like, what do you mean when they say
if Mendy's in goal, Tielemans not taking that shot. He's not taking that shot. He's not going to have that confidence to take that shot. That's what Mendy brings to a team, and that's what happens when you have a keeper like Kepa in goal. If you remember the Morecambe game, do you remember the Morecambe game in the FA Cup?
Yeah.
If I watched that game, with no crowd noise on in it. Yeah. All I could hear from the Morecambe bench was shoot. Every time they were in our own half. That's the confidence Kepa gives them lot. That's the confidence. I'm not saying he's he is quite a bad goalkeeper. I don't think he was bad on that day against Leicester. It's just when he's in goal, it just gives players that confidence to shoot. And that's what worries me, innit?
Yeah. I mean, Steve, what did you make of Thomas Tuchel in the final? Because I think it's, like I said before, it's the first time I'm giving him a lot of credit. Well, not even a lot, but the first time I'm really criticizing him.
Respect Mendy.
You really got it, yeah? Okay.
Respect Mendy, blood.
Steve, what did you make of Tuchel? Because I think his in-game management, for me, he was just very slow to make the changes that were clearly necessary when the team were poor. And the starting 11, like I said, questionable because of Alonso starting and things like that. What did you make of Thomas Tuchel?
I don't want to criticise him too much. I mean, you know my feelings on him. I think he's done a great job. And like you say, I think it's easy to come out and pick faults when you lose. You could have easily won that game and would have been saying the decisions he made were right. I just think it's one of them things. It's a cup final. It's 50-50. Like I say, we lost one to Wigan. It's just who wants it on the day. Leicester had a little bit of luck. Obviously, you know what I mean. They got a wonder goal, like you said. The VAR kick you while you were down at the end. And I think in games like that, sometimes players get that in their head, like, no matter what I'm going to do today, it's not our day. You know what I mean?
And don't forget the one worldy save from Schmeichel.
Oh, yeah, the great
second one was
great
nuts,
save.
bruv.
And that, I mean, that's what was happening with City against Wigan. We were throwing the bus at them, and they were pulling saves off. And Tevez was missing sitters and that. And then you just, even as a fan, you think, you know what? It might be their day, this, you know what I mean? And like you say, it is what it is. But I wouldn't dwell on it. I mean, it's a kick in the nuts for you, but this top four now is it's not looking good with that Alisson. And let me just say something now. Alisson scored that goal today, yeah? And I don't know if you heard it, but he did an interview after the game. And I think it was one of the best interviews I've ever heard from a footballer. And he was talking, and you could see the raw emotion about how he hasn't been able to see his family and his dad passed away. And I was a bit gutted when Liverpool scored because I didn't think West Brom deserved it. But then after I listened to his interview,
were ripped off. Big Steve, they were ripped off. The goal West Brom scored from the corner, which they ruled as offside. The guy wasn't in Alisson's view.
No,
he wasn't in. The guy was here. The ball that was headed came from here. He wasn't even in Alisson's view. I can't believe they ruled that goal as offside. It's actually just, it's criminal. Ridiculous. Like it's criminal. Like, I don't blame VAR because a lot of people say it's VAR. It's not VAR. VAR has just shown you. Yeah, VAR's just shown you how poor decision making in this country really is. It has really shown you how poor decision making is. You've got the evidence right in front of you, yet you still make mistakes.
Wrong decision. Yeah,
it makes no sense. And today just showed it, man. It's ridiculous.
I'm gonna blaze through some super chats as well because I don't want to lose these guys. And then we're gonna make one final point that Saj brought up when he came on that pissed me off. And I'm gonna circle
I've got so much, bruv.
But
do your super chats. You think I haven't even started this week?
Yeah, I bet you haven't. Well, listen, you ruined some of your own time. Let me just go through some, because then I do want to give credit to Man City and their Premier League title win, because I don't think that's got enough media attention, to be honest.
None.
Drizzy says, boy, if Chelsea lose the final and the top four, we are bantering Chelsea fans. You guys are too gassed up. 2012 coincidence, Amate last minute goal. I actually personally think, and this next super chat says it, and Drizzy's obviously a rival fan, so big yourself up, bro. I understand the banner. From recreating 2012 to maybe 2008, sorry. It is looking a bit like that.
Looking like it still.
No, we're not doing that, bruv. No, I'm not allowing. Bruv. I've been watching old streams. I've been watching old episodes. I'm not allowing you two at the bottom.
We would have won the FA Cup.
I'm not allowing you two at the. I'm holding you lot's feet to your fire because you lot say things in previous episodes and then act like the next week you didn't say them.
I didn't say that.
Monstar. No.
I didn't say that. If you were here from the beginning and you wasn't playing
One second.
That I said to Steve.
One second. Monstar. Not you on this one. Monstar. I do believe, and tell me if I'm wrong or not, I do believe last week there is absolutely no way in hell, and this is quoting verbatim you, there is absolutely no way in hell we do not win the FA Cup or the Champions League. How are you feeling now?
Still stands. I'm gonna stand on my word. I don't change for shit. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
I'm just saying I ain't changing for shit. I stand on my word, innit? Simple.
All right.
What would I look like being a flip flop?
Them confidence levels, though, boys, they've gone. I can feel it. Your soul. But listen, you know what you two guys need to do this week? Yeah, there's counselling people out there available. Get onto the local council. Tell them you're struggling a little bit. You can call Frank, even call Frank Lampard. Do whatever you want. Get some counselling. You know what I mean? It'll help you out in the next few weeks.
Listen, I'm not gonna say too much. I said what I said, and that's it.
You know I can start throwing grenades in here because I came in last few weeks going off, and I told you what was going to happen. I predicted Arsenal would win 1-0 on the Big Six. I told Matisse that Leicester was going to win the FA Cup, and I told you we're going to win the Champions League.
It's almost as if I do remember another quote because I went and watched the last episode. Big Steve, I do believe he said something on the lines, not verbatim, something on the lines of, What happens if Chelsea can win games when it doesn't matter. But when it actually matters, they can't get the job done.
Said that.
Who said
It's
that?
all right winning these games when it don't really matter, but when you've got to get a job done, can you do it? Round one's gone.
The title of this episode is "What a Difference a Week Makes." Oh my Lord!
Who's the lot? What you just said now? Who said that? Was that Matisse?
This is what I'm saying. What a difference a week makes.
I think he's quoting Steve. Yeah, I think he's quoting
me.
No, I'm quoting myself right now. That was what Steve said.
I've seen Chelsea's record in finals now. I think the last 14 finals or something. There was a record that went out. It makes for grim region. I can't lie.
No, but Matisse, those finals, they're counting Community Shields, Super Cups. A lot of them are Community Shields and Super Cups. So I wouldn't necessarily count. Those are not really finals, are they? I mean,
we ain't got love for the Super Cup.
Is that a final though? Would you say that's
like
a final?
Like the best Super Cup I ever watched, Chelsea versus Atletico Madrid. Bruv, that Super Cup final was legitimately amazing.
Yeah, I have to ask. So, Monstar, I have to ask you, right? Because we're going into a final, and we are starting to look Spursy, right? Super Cup under Frank, FA Cup last year, FA Cup again, and you saw I don't know if you saw the tweet from Expected Chelsea, but there's a lot of finals now that we're starting to stink in. FA Cup final. I think there was another FA Cup final as well previous to that. I must actually get the tweet up. Actually, let me just do that because I think
we won. We did lose one.
We won one.
We won one. Yeah, we lost one under because we went to back-to-back finals then, but we won one of them.
Yeah.
So we lost the first one and then won the second.
Because I was watching your stream after I done my stream yesterday, and I know you brought it up on your screen. Yeah. So I know you've seen it. I personally didn't try and memorize just how bad it was. So forgive me, people, for not knowing.
But again.
When I delved into it, a lot of them were like Super Cups and what's it called and Community Shields. So I don't personally count those as finals. They're more like exhibition matches to me.
Oh, that don't really count me. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Community Shields just like a warm up for the season.
Obviously, if I'm looking at it right now, there's the FA Cup. No, there's the two FA Cup,
Europa League, and
there's there's three FA Cups. That's what I'm worried about. I'm not worried about Super Cup. Okay, I'm worried about the League Cup. Which League Cup in 2019?
That's Sarri when we lost to Man City on penalties.
Oh yes. Fair enough. Okay, so the 3 FA Cups and the League Cups. Those are the ones that worry me. As for Community Shields and the Super Cup, to me, they're exhibition matches more than anything.
Okay, fair enough.
But do you worry that the mentality in this team? Because listen, we got a lot of young players, right? And there is some experience in it as well. And it's not great experience.
We do have a lot of young players.
Yeah, I'm not saying you don't.
When I think of Chelsea, I think of a team that wins, right? That's what's been quoted by Thomas Tuchel. That's what's been quoted by Chelsea fans. We want to win. We're not here to piss about. That's why Lampard was sacked. We're here to win, right?
Yeah.
This team don't have that identity or mentality right now when you're looking at these finals. You're starting to think to yourself, because maybe they're so young, a lot of them, are they still learning? Obviously, they're still learning on the job. Are they not ready? And it's starting to make me a bit nervous for the Champions League, because I thought we go into the Champions League, we're Chelsea. I'm thinking of Chelsea as the team that they know how to win when it matters most. Do this team know how to win when it matters most?
2 weeks ago this show.
You don't need 2 weeks ago, because I've already humbled myself before.
No. Again, I'm caught. No, man, this is the thing. It's all nice. I'm bringing up data notes. I'm bringing up sound clips. I'm bringing up receipts all day, every day. 2 weeks ago, I do believe, again, 2 weeks ago on this show, I do believe you said it's a good thing that we have a young core of players because they are not prone to knowing what the pressure of a finals is like, so they can play with freedom. Matisse, your words, please respond.
You're gonna need to get that clip because I don't remember.
I will find the clip and I'll send it. Please respond.
Well, I can't respond to something that I don't know to be true. You're gonna have to show that evidence in the court of law.
I will show you that evidence.
Yeah,
please.
What's the date next Sunday? That's the court hearing. Cool. Bring that clip.
Right, cool. To edit. The thing is, in terms of the winning mentality, these guys, there are a couple. You got to remember, there are a couple winners in there.
Yeah,
so you've got FA Cup winners in there, like Matone, Rudiger, the whole, apart from Thiago Silva and what's his name, Reece James. The whole back line were FA Cup winners, innit? They won the FA Cup before. Some of them are Europa League winners. There's a couple Premier League winners in there. Kovacic is a Champions League winner and a La Liga winner. You've got Thiago Silva, who's like a French champion at PSG and an Italian champion at AC Milan. So in terms of winners, some of them are winners already. Do you get what I mean? It's not like we haven't got winners in that team. I feel like yesterday, I don't get what happened. A lot of them just look, especially the front line specifically, looked stifled.
Yeah,
it looked stifled. It looked like they were not up for the occasion. They looked scared a bit. With Werner was Timo Werner. The Werner I know, that was him yesterday. I don't think he was any different, if you ask me. Do you know what I mean? It was classic Timo Werner. He did what he does, innit?
Like,
so that didn't surprise me.
I watched the game, yeah. And when he was 1-on-1, I was like, he ain't gonna score, bro.
You know
I'm not even a Chelsea fan. I was just like, he ain't gonna score, bro. I just felt
Werner's problem is, I've said this before, I think I said it last week or the week before. He doesn't know how to look up. He doesn't know how to look up and assess what's going on around him. He's literally looking down on the floor the whole time. And then when it's time to finally pass the ball or finally shoot, that's when he does it and then looks up. And by then it's too late. He's lost the ball or he's shot at the goalkeeper.
He's offside.
Like, it's that.
Sterling's like that at the minute. Sterling's playing like that at the minute. His last minute, when he used to have his head up and he could square it or he could shoot, he's running straight ahead and he's just hitting defenders, bang, it's going everywhere. It's just mad. It's mad. But when when he gets his head up, he'll be a totally different player.
But this is why I don't like to say, because of goal contributions, Timo Werner's having a great season, which is what a lot of Chelsea fans will try and convince you to go and dig deeper behind the stats and just watch him as a footballer. Yes, he's doing some things well, like he's showing danger signs with his movement and bringing people out of position, and he's got a few assists to his name and things like that. However, there are a lot of fundamentals in his game that he needs to improve. Looking down and not looking up when you're meant to be assessing your options, the first touch, the finishing, the conversion rate, it all needs to go up. So
but my question to you is then, are you trying to tell me that Tammy or Giroud couldn't have done better in that final?
Well, Giroud came on and barely got a sniff, didn't he? So
no, but he came on a bit too late.
Like, but the thing is, Giroud looks rusty, Monstar. This is the thing with now bringing in. Yeah, this is the thing where people want to see now Tammy and Giroud. It's too late because, as far as I'm concerned, whenever they come onto the pitch now to make an impact, they're too rusty because they haven't had any minutes. So I saw Tammy come on. Which game was it where he came on and they missed that header? I know it wasn't
West Ham.
Yeah, West Ham. It may be too high for him, whatever. But he didn't really contribute too much when he came on. Giroud again came on, slashed one of his shots. And you know, was it against Arsenal he came on? Arteta just pushed his defensive line up and said, Giroud, you can't run. Done. Game over. Do you know what I'm saying?
And you know what? Do you know what I have to say about the people that keep talking about Werner's assists? Werner is a striker. Yes, he's getting assists. But that's not his primary goal. His primary goal at Chelsea FC is to score goals. Like, we're talking about a guy that has one goal in the Premier League, I think, this calendar year. I think it's one. Is it one? Let me just make sure. I think it's one this calendar year. That's terrible, bro. That's one goal since January or December. Bro, I don't care how many assists you got. You man are lumped up on stats and things like that. Do you not actually watch the game? And can you not see for yourself? It sounds harsh, but you know what I tell people? Hold on, Big Steve. You know what I tell people to do? Turn off the sound when you're watching. Just watch one game of Werner. Turn off your sound, and everything. Watch him on silence, and you see how poor he's been.
I think, though, to be honest, I think Werner's pace, you know what I mean? He's a great asset to have on that pitch. And you know what? I think teams would rather play against Tammy Abraham and Giroud because you can stand them up a little bit more. But with that Werner, he gets in around you. And yeah, don't get me wrong, his finishing does let him down, right? But I'm telling you something, if he can get that tiny percentage of his game right, I'm telling you now, you're getting 20 goals a season out of him because he's roasting people. But he needs a confidence. It's all right, the people getting on his back. I expect that. He's a big money signing. The fans are going to want goals, right? But not every big money signing works. You've got to be patient. I've had it with David Silva at Man City, came in first season, wasn't the greatest. Leroy Sané came in. Yeah, Leroy Sané came in
He's
first
never gonna
season,
be great.
wasn't the greatest. Ferran Torres has came in, he's not been the greatest. But the big thing is with the City fans, and the big thing is what we've done is we've given him time. And I think you give him another season, Werner, in my opinion, honestly, and I think he'll be a great player. And I just think it's mad because when he's offside, he puts it in the top corner. When he's not offside, he fucking puts it wide. It's just one of them things. But I think he'll know himself what he's got to do pre-season.
He's very
Some players just need to. You just need to get to the end of the season, yeah. Reflect on where they've gone wrong. And don't get me wrong, if you come out beginning next season, first 10 games, he's exactly the same, binning, because then he's not learned his lesson. But he needs time and needs more.
I do think everybody, I do think every new signing does deserve the second season.
He's going to get it, though. He's going to get it.
He will get it. Yeah, he
will
get
of course
it.
He's going to get it.
Go on.
I was going to say, I see people saying it's agendas, but I don't get how people say it's agenda when you're telling the truth. Like, there's no lies about how Timo Werner's been playing. Like, it's not a lie. We can all see it for ourselves. We're not blind. Maybe you need to open your eyes, bro. Like, everyone that's saying it's an agenda, maybe you should open your eyes and see.
I just, like I said, I'm going to move on because I got a place for these super chats and then I do want to talk about Man City. But what do we have to gain of having an agenda against Timo Werner? I don't get it. So ask yourself that when you put that stupid, overused word out there. What does anybody here have to gain of having an agenda against Timo Werner when we're trying to win games?
How can you have an agenda against a player that just came to the club?
Exactly, and we've highlighted this.
You know what it is? There are people within Chelsea, this Chelsea fan base has a lot of like agenda-driven fans. I'm not saying there isn't. You know what I mean? You got people on this side. You got people on that side. You got people that support the new signings, and then you got the people that are the youth, the Lampard inners. You know, there's so many agendas blowing.
Just want to win games.
But over here, we're just speaking the truth. There's no agendas or none of that. All we're talking about, just telling you what we see in it. That's it. Simple.
This super chat from Ashwin says, also, if we lost top 4 and Champions League final, bye Thomas Tuchel. I have no sentiment for this guy. If you say 18 clean sheets, we played 5-men defense. If Lampard didn't get the time for what he did here, I couldn't care less for Tuchel. I'm not going to talk about this too much, but I will circle back to it maybe. But at the end. But what I have to say on this, because I've seen this hypothetical come out a lot. First of all, he hasn't had a full season. Let's make that very clear. Okay, that's the first thing. Now, for me personally, I will always give a manager 1 full season at the bare minimum. Second point, right, is you said Lampard didn't get it, so Thomas Tuchel won't. That ideology of because my club legend, who I've got more feelings for, didn't get time, I won't give a stranger more time. Doesn't really make much sense to me because Thomas Tuchel has a better CV. He has more experience. He has more evidence to land on when he's talking about how he can make things better. So why would you not give the time to someone who's got more pedigree and can show that they've got more to their
much easier
to their name than someone who's not. I don't.
Without him, where would we be in this position we are right now?
Like, we're literally in the Champions League final. Like I don't.
Not only that, he's not made no signings. All these players, some of them have been there before Lampard.
Exactly.
But quite a few of them are Lampard's players as well.
Yeah.
So he's having to do where Lampard failed. Do you get what I mean? He's having to bring them back up, which he has. Like, we wouldn't be talking about this right now. This Champions League
there were certain
final,
players
FA
that won
Cup
their way
final, FA Cup final, Champions League final, conversation of top 4. If Lampard was here, we'll be scrapping with Arsenal all the way down.
This is how fickle football
because we're literally in a Champions League final.
A week ago, yeah, you was top 4 was in the bag. FA Cup confident, Champions League confident, just done City twice, yeah. Now people can flip it, yeah. But look, you've got to look at this. He's coming. Are you better off now under Lampard? Yeah. Is the team got a bit of a different buzz about it than when it did under Lampard? I think under Lampard he had a soft belly, and I think teams could get at him and think, you know what, we'll beat this team. I think under Tuchel, what I've seen when Chelsea are defending, they look solid. Like you say, you know, they're a good side, don't get me wrong. But you get that reaction, don't you? There's fans out there that want absolute instant success, right? But there's no manager guarantees you instant success. You could sack Tuchel tomorrow, Pep Guardiola could leave Manchester City, come to Chelsea, and he couldn't achieve anything. He might not get to an FA Cup final, might not get to a thinking final, but Pep Guardiola needed time. Pep Guardiola needed time with his squad, with the aging fullbacks to implement his style. Tuchel's come in, got a team that wasn't his, moulded it into some sort of a shape, got you to an FA Cup final. You're in the Champions League final. Don't forget, you've not lost the Champions League final. You're in the fucking final, right? Yeah. What more can people want, man? Exactly. This is the thing with Arsenal. They're on that conveyor belt all the time. But this is a bad ball. Get rid of him. New one in. Get rid of him.
Manager. This is the difference for me.
I mean, you need to keep him.
Yeah, I think people talk about project and all these words. I think this is the manager that you really invest some time into and see what he can do, bring in his own players and actually calm the hell down for a second. The fuck is TT on the interview? RJ has to start the final. That's from Sammy or Sammy. Thank you, bro, for the super chats. Much appreciated. The FA protects their refs when they are crap. That's from Villan. I think, we've made the point again about this, kind of reactionary thing about, listen, he needs to be sacked. For me, I said this already, and I'm not going to change my mind. There is no outcome that can happen this season where I think he should be sacked.
He's literally turned chicken shit into chicken salad. These players are all inherited, every single one of them. I'm talking them that were on the fringe of getting the moment the next transfer window cut. Christensen would have probably gone. Alonso gone. Rudiger was looking definitely on his way out. He's turned them that are, I don't want to say subpar, but I'll say in Chelsea's eyes, surplus to requirements. He's made them
better than what
and
they
made them relevant, bro.
He's made them.
Yeah, and even if we sell them,
person at the club.
Even if we sell them now, they'll have a higher value, than what they had before. Like these men were literally, their value had tanked, like, nothing gone. Yeah. Like Jorginho, Kovacic, we were just, people were going at these guys. Christensen, Rudiger, all these men. We had no, Lampard made us think. I don't want to blame. I'm not blaming him. I'm saying, but with the way the situation was with him, we couldn't play without Kante. We couldn't play without Silva. We couldn't play without so many Chilwell, whatever. We couldn't play without so many players. Suddenly, Tuchel, without these guys, Tuchel, you can still play. You can play with or without them, and we're still winning games. Like, I don't like to. People just listen. It's time to get over it. Unfortunately, what happened with Lampard happened.
Yeah,
he's gone now. The man is enjoying life with his baby. The man's enjoying life.
Some people are not going to let it go. No.
The man's living his best life, enjoying his family time with his wife and his new baby. Let the man enjoy that, bro. Like, let him enjoy his thing. What's the beef?
Also, secondary.
Hold on 1 second. I really got to blaze through this before we come back. Red Bez V2 says, so the semi-finals didn't matter, Big Steve. I think what Big Steve is putting the point on is that the finals. We just showed that.
What we're saying about the finals. Do you know, after the semi-final, I came on and I said, we had Paris Saint-Germain on the Tuesday, and I think at the time, I don't disrespect the FA Cup. The FA Cup's great for me, and I want to win that every season. That's not what I'm saying. But this time, with the team he fielded, he clearly had his eye on the Paris game. So, not in my eyes, in Pep Guardiola's eyes, that FA Cup final took second priority. So when you say, did he care about the semi? That time he did, but he didn't care enough to play his full team. We lost it. We went on to Paris. If we'd have lost against Paris, the City fans would have gone mad. Why did you play a weakened team? Could have won the FA Cup. All that nonsense. We didn't. So it worked. So we got away with it. But then we had the difficult situation. Then we had Chelsea again. So then he decided, right, do I beat Chelsea? We get the league in the bag, or we're like 11 points clear. But then I might have to show my hand with the Champions League. So we put the similar team out against Chelsea with a mad fullbacks. We got beat again. But now I'm thinking, Pep's in that position where you've not played the best side of Pep yet. You've not played the false nine of Pep yet. Even though he's watched videos and all that, that's fine. And when you say the Chelsea players they've got this psychological thing, they might have against Benjamin Mendy and all them boys. But when we turn up like we did against Paris, and we pressed high up the pitch and we dictate the play and all that, it's going to be totally different. And that's why I was saying, I think Pep's done a number me. I think he's done.
Also, take into consideration that these lot still have to qualify for the Champions League, and after the last week, that has become an astronomically harder task than it was a week ago. You lot beat Arsenal. You lot are resting players till the final. Not the case.
This is the point that I was trying to make with that Arsenal game being critical. You didn't have to make the Aston Villa game be even a game. It could have been literally a pre-season run out or whatever. You could have been experimental, do whatever the hell you want to do. Villan says we need Warriors for next season, dream signings. I mean, Monstar, I don't know. I'll just ask you in terms of Chelsea dream signings. I'm going to try and end this Chelsea segment very soon. But who, if you had to put players on the list, who would it be?
Varane, Tchouaméni, Houssem Aouar, Romelu Lukaku. I had those 4, and I think we'll be winning.
Say those 4 again.
Raphael Varane, Tchouaméni from Monaco, Houssem Aouar, and Romelu Lukaku.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Romelu Lukaku, and you won't have no issues finishing, creating chances, defending, whatever. You won't have any problems with that.
This super chat here from Fazid says, I'd give a walkover to City if you give us top 4 right now. For me, I could not disagree with that logic more than I'm allowed to on YouTube without getting suspended. So I've already made it, and Saj came in here and said that we were making a meal out of this in terms of being gutted about FA Cup when he came in here. For me, trophies are what give you the memories in football, not qualifying for the top 4.
Yeah, no one cares about second place.
It is incredible marketing for people to somehow manage to equate top 4 to trophies. The only thing about top 4 is that, yes, you play in the Champions League. What do you go to the Champions League to do? To win. What else do you do to the Champions League? You go there to attract the best players. You don't see that UCL money in your pocket. The only thing that I haven't seen is confetti. I tweeted this, right? For me, the club, yes, to keep going up on an upward trajectory, they need to finish in the top 4. But for me as a fan, when you're talking about with your, you look back to the Chelsea teams. What do you talk about? Trophies. You talk about the wins. You talk about, winning this cup final. Drogba scoring this FA Cup final goal. This Champions League final goal in Munich. You don't talk about, we finished in the top 4 that one year, and Mason Mount got that goal against Wolves, and we finished in the top 4.
So
that is not a trophy. It does not equate.
You'd rather win the FA Cup than qualify for the Champions League.
For the club, I'm sure the club, because they're looking at the finances.
No. I'm asking you.
The club would definitely prefer top 4. But us as fans, because trophies is history.
Yeah, I'm asking you two as fans.
Which would I prefer? I don't know. If you are you asking me?
I'm talking based on this season right here.
Yeah, which one would I prefer?
Yeah,
I would rather the Champions. I would rather top 4 to get Champions League next season. I can't.
Please.
For me, I think Chelsea. Listen, I don't want to see us play Europa League football, but I always answer this question, and I always say to you, give me the FA Cup. First and foremost, give me history. Take that trophy and add it to the achievements. Because for me, right, just because you can finish in the top 4 and you can just be Arsenal and do a Wenger with it and just consistently finish in the top 4. And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to take the piss, but that time period don't mean shit to nobody unless you're going to the Champions League to win it.
Why are you laughing, bro?
Unless you're going to the Champions League to win it, you're just going to participate. We are in the Champions League final. How can you just accept a walkover in the Champions League final when you have the opportunity to qualify via that competition as well? That's the extra carrot that you're dangling in front of me here.
Who says they want a walkover? Who wants to give a walkover?
It's on the screen.
That's a Chelsea fan.
Shit.
Bro, you can
Fazid Ali, that's a Chelsea fan, bro. Have a word with your people, bro.
Bro, the game is about glory. Tottenham fans have this banner on their stadium. I couldn't agree more. You know what I'm saying? The game is about glory. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not about It's not about UCL money going. Like, I'm sorry, the club can attract players without Champions League football. Yes, it's harder, but I've seen Pogba go to United. I've seen Aubameyang go to Arsenal. I've seen big players go to the club. Yes, you have to do better negotiation-wise, but the reason why Chelsea won the league title under Conte, not just because we surprised everyone with a back three, it's all because we didn't have no games in midweek. So you can make the best out of a bad situation and go again. Yeah. But what you can't do is turn back the clock and win finals. Once you've lost the final,
probably an Arsenal fan, bro. That's
bro.
Arsenal
fan. No Arsenal fan is dropping a super chat. Delusional, bro.
You cannot bring back that FA Cup final last year where we lost. You cannot bring back that FA Cup final that we just lost to Leicester. It's done. You've just lost the final. Chelsea could have had 10 FA Cups. They've got 8 in 2 years. Done. Done and dusted. Convo done. That's it. And this is what I was talking to Steve with about before we came on live. Fans underestimate trophies and they take it for granted, especially at big clubs. We was talking about it. How many clubs in this country would cherish that FA Cup? Look at Leicester. Look at
Leicester. They were acting like that was the Premier League.
Bro, they're losing their minds. They've won the FA Cup now. They've won the Premier League. We as Big Six
Klopp
fans.
Is the worst of that, you know. Klopp really just doesn't care
rude,
about.
Bro. It's
are you talking like last season when he was dropping the under 23s and?
No. He does this every season. He literally gives. He doesn't give a damn about the smaller cups. Nothing.
But bro, you know what it is, yeah? Because Steve gets it, right? Because he was following Man City when they weren't winning shit, and we spoke about this. I, as a Chelsea fan, have only really seen success, and even I should be ignorant. I should be just walking around like, oh, who gives a shit? I'm only here for the majors. I understand that shit can change very fast, and you can go from not winning anything to winning nothing. You have no divine right to win anything. Do you know what I'm saying? You really don't. So when you have the opportunity to win it, you got to take it.
Got to win it, bro. Like
I remember having a conversation with my mate, under Stuart Pearce. Stuart Pearce, we scored about 9 goals at home, and we were sat there, and during them days, I was an raging alcoholic because all I used to do under Stuart Pearce was get about 12 pints because you couldn't watch the game without 12 pints. That's how shit it was. And we were sat there, and he said to me, do you reckon we'd win the? Do you reckon we would ever win the FA Cup? And I was like, yeah, hopefully, mate, one day. And he went, do you know what though? He went, I definitely think we've got a League Cup in us, do you? And I went, yeah, definitely got a League Cup. Now, at that moment in time, if you'd have said to me, right, before you die, you will win a League Cup, I'd have took it, 1,000,000%. Because I never thought we'd win anything. So I'd have took that. So this is what I'm saying. When people disrespect and go, oh, the Carabao Cup shit, the FA Cup shit, it's not, because there's 90 odd other clubs in this country who would, if they won one FA Cup in their lifetime. Look at Wigan. I came out of Wembley and I saw a Wigan fan at a bus stop. He was about 80 odd years old, full Wigan gear on. I went over, I shook his hand. The guy was crying in the bus stop, and I knew that FA Cup had made his life. That is what it means.
I'm in the exact same boat, because I've been supporting Chelsea since '97. Yeah, way before Roman was manager. I was at the 2002 FA Cup final where Arsenal smacked us 2-0 in Cardiff at the Millennium Stadium. This is when they were rebuilding the new Wembley. When Ray Parlour pulled at him and Freddie Ljungberg just took us apart.
Great goals.
And that shit hurt. And during them times, I didn't know. Like, I remember, I used to argue with friends, and I used to have that mentality that Chelsea would never win the league. Chelsea would never win the Champions League. Never in my life would I have thought Chelsea would ever win the Champions League. So when we're losing the FA Cup on Saturday and losing that Arsenal last season, the reason why that burnt me more was because it was a reminder of 2002. Complete reminder. So a lot of people do take, the FA Cup for granted. I think because there's no money involved now, teams don't necessarily take it as serious anymore. Like, majority of the Premier League clubs don't take the FA Cup serious anymore. If we're
you know what it is, bro? You can take it two ways, right? People will say Arsenal won the FA Cup, but look at them now. We're not Arsenal. Do you know what I'm saying? Chelsea finished outside, they finished 10th, and then look at them the season after. You can twist it whatever way you want to twist it, but at the end of the day, the history doesn't disappear. It still stands. That's what
in 1989, Liverpool lost the league to Arsenal with Thomas last minute, I know a Liverpool fan that never went to that game, and he said to me, I didn't go to that game because we won that many league titles. I thought to myself, we'll win it again next year. And they didn't win a league title for 30 years. Now, that's a long time. So he was that comfortable in his comfort zone that he didn't go to that game because he thought, if Arsenal beat us, don't matter, next season we'll win one again. He was that used to winning league titles, he took it for granted. 30 years later, last season, and he still didn't see his team win it because they still haven't seen him lift it.
I never want to get too comfortable in a position where I'm like, oh, this trophy doesn't matter because we're going to get it next year. Honestly, Saj, I've seen you slip into this a few times with that Carabao Cup. You keep enjoying them Carabao Cups, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
I love it.
I love it. I love it.
Have you ever heard me say, I don't give a crap about, bruv, I love it, bruv. Anything. It's the thing, because me and Matisse have had conversations way in the past, couple of years ago, where I was like, Man City, when Pep had to re-sign his contract with Man City, I remember having a conversation with Matisse, and I was like, bruv, if Guardiola don't sign, because Raheem's contract was like there was a couple of contracts from players that were all caught up in Pep re-signing, and I was like, Tease, bro, I think the bubble might have popped. And Matisse is like, no, what do you mean? I was like, if Pep don't re-sign, yeah, and he leaves, and then other players leave as well, I think it might be over, bro. And I was like, I don't know. I've had such a great time with Man City. I don't know what mediocre is. I don't know what I don't know what, like, just qualifying for like the season that Pep just qualified for
when Pep leaves, you know,
bruv. I was just like, and I got nervous. I was like, yo, I don't know what it's like to be like Aston Villa, bruv.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, some people are putting up, and Joe just said, listen, ignore these stupid super chat. Like I said, Monstar put out a great tweet earlier. He said, listen, if Chelsea fans are saying that, I didn't say that. So don't bring that shit to me. Listen to what I'm saying. And I'm telling you right now on this show, listen to what I'm saying. You didn't hear me demean or undermine Arsenal's FA Cup success. You didn't hear it. All you saw from me was being pissed off and saying, I can't believe we just lost that FA Cup. That's all you're going to hear from me. You're never going to hear me say, oh, that FA Cup doesn't matter. No chance. It's not possible. So I don't know who told you that wasn't important. Maybe to them it's not. But for me, when we lost that FA Cup last season to Arsenal, I was absolutely fuming. Because Lampard could have got his first trophy. Mason Mount, I keep going. The list keeps going. You're never going to catch me saying I don't care. It's not possible. It's not possible.
The one thing I would say is I hope they get stronger, because Lampard, 2002 FA Cup final, Lampard was there. John Terry was actually on the bench in that game. If I'm not wrong, I think it was Gallas and Desai starting that game. Those guys did lose that one, but they went on to become, champions. What I'm hoping is the likes of Mason Mount, Reece James, and blah blah. They lost this one and they lost the last one, but they push on and learn from it and get something. Like, I don't want them to develop a loser mentality. That's what I'm hoping.
That's it.
Like, we'll see.
Yeah,
I know this is gonna sound nuts, really quickly. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, don't do this and don't do that. As a Man City fan, being in the final of the Champions League, bruv, I'll be real. I want to win it. Don't get it twisted. I'm just happy for the occasion, bruv.
Big moment.
I know how
your first one.
I know how you feel.
I'm just happy, bruv, for the occasion.
Trust me, reaching the Champions League final is big. It's big.
Like, I'm just happy to be here, bruv. Like, the fact that we are able to have
out
that.
There next week on Wednesday. I'm flying out there and I'm having 5
Oh, you're going live, yeah?
I'm soaking it up,
Let me tell you this now. I was more excited for 2008 than I was for 2012 when we actually won it. 2012 for me was relief. More relief that we finally won it. All the excitement for it, I had it in 2008. I didn't have that same excitement in 2012. In 2012, it was just relief that we finally won it, because I've been waiting for this moment for a very, very long time. Like, since 2003, I was waiting for it when Monaco beat 2003, 2004, when Monaco beat us, and years on from that. And then finally we won it. I was more excited for 2008. All 2012 was just, phew, we finally done it. That's what it was for me.
For me, right, to wrap up on this before we move on to City, because I want to talk about a certain Fernan Torres as well. But for me, it's not that I don't care about top 4. Of course, we need to make top 4. I want us to win our games, but I'm not going to celebrate it. Like, if we make top 4, I'm like, all right, good job, and then I'll move on with my day. I'm not going to be like punching up the walls and limbs. It's not going to be like that. I'm just going to be like, okay, cool, we made top 4. Nice, well done. But I don't really see that as, do you know what I'm saying, success in that way. Now, if this team somehow managed to do what is, listen, right now in my brain is looking like the unthinkable after what I just saw yesterday, and they actually managed to win the Champions League, bro, all is forgiven. I will absolutely lose my shit in that house of ours, Saj. It will be mad. Do you know what I'm saying? I may get kicked out, but I'm gonna go through some super chats here. Silverware boost mentality within the players over top 4. This super chat here. He needs to either win the Champions League or get top 4. You can prove to me he's better than. Can you prove to me he's better than Carlo? Carlo's not, in my opinion, the I mean, Carlo Ancelotti that's a whole different era. He had Ballack, Lampard. I don't get that comparison. He doesn't get either. He has to go. When was the last time we did a long-term project under Roman? Instant success always under Roman.
Not 6 months.
The 6 months is
contract.
6 months is taking the piss for me.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, not 6 months.
Six months is taking the piss.
Has it even been 6 months? It hasn't even.
No,
it's May, so no, it's not even been 6 months. He came at the end of January, so basically February, and now we're in mid-May, so it's not 6 months. But I want to go on to Man City, right? And I want to start
quickly. Pause. I got to hit back at that, bro.
Yeah, go on.
Who are these Chelsea fans hitting with these comments? More importantly, please, someone in the description, the comments, I don't know, who are you not bringing in? If you sack Tuchel, please let me know these world-class managers.
That's what I'm saying. These guys don't have a plan. It's just sack him and then whatever.
Yeah, bro.
Who are you bringing in?
That's the thing. Chelsea fans don't realize the reason why they could pull the plug on Lampard when they pulled the plug on him was because Tuchel was available. If we pull the plug on Tuchel, which would be stupid, it's only been like 3 or 4 months.
Someone said Allegri.
Stop it, man. That brother hasn't been in football in like 3 years, man. Stop the Allegri thing.
Really,
can we stop, please?
I'm sorry,
bro.
The man has not even Tuchel has
he hasn't
not
played.
even,
He hasn't been a manager in 3-4 years.
He hasn't. You know what's mad? One thing I know is because people are obviously there's a lot of people complain about the back three and blah blah. One thing I keep telling people is we've not even known what Tuchel wants to do yet because he hasn't had the time.
Exactly. He hasn't even signed anyone.
He's had to make do with what he's got. So that's why he's playing this system. It's the safest system he can play.
We gave Lampard 200 million to
200
spend.
mil. Lampard got us pre-season.
And you're even having this discussion. Please
Lampard got a pre-season the first time around. Tuchel hasn't even had that, and all of a sudden you want to get like you'll talk about getting rid of him just like that.
Thank you. I'm seeing people say Zidane. Zidane has also said he's leaving at the end of the season and he's taking some time off.
I don't. Please stop the nonsense. Big Steve, talk to me about that Newcastle win, and obviously just talk to me about winning the Premier League because I don't feel like it's really been given much attention. How does it? Because I saw you with your vlog outside the Etihad, living life, and then. We'll get into the striker situation afterwards because Fernand Torres was really like Fernand.
Yeah, we got it. We got it done. It wasn't how we wanted to get it done, but we got it done. You can always rely on Man United to get the job done for us. We don't really have to do much these days. They fuck up themselves. Went down to the Etihad. Security were being a bit dicks, not letting people through. People were trying to get through, and then you get all the knobheads going, "Oh, is this how you celebrate a Premier League?" Well, yeah, considering we had about 20 minutes notice and it was pissing down, and then we just went there. There's no players there. We just sort of went there, seeing a few people and that. And then Newcastle the other night, once he starts playing Carson in net, you know he's trolling. The guy's not made a Premier League appearance for 10 years. Yeah, that's right, 10 years. No, it's a mad game, wasn't it?
I forgot we still had him in contract.
You know, Ferran Torres stepped up, scored a mad flick, great goal.
Great goal.
And to be honest, Pep's managed Torres well this season. He's not put a lot of pressure on him. He's not demanded that he, throw him on trying to get us goals when we needed goals. He's kept him out of the limelight. He's played him at false nine a few times. And he's actually come out the other night and said maybe he can be our new number 9. So whether he's going to turn him into that, I don't know. But I mean, the kid's obviously got ability. He cost us £20 million, and I know they say we spend all these fucking 50, 60, 70 million. We don't do that. He's got him for 20 million quid. He's coming from Spain, first year. He's got used to the Manchester weather, which is not easy. Some of them crumble. So I'm expecting big things for him next season. He looks like he's had a good time. He got emotional with the hat-trick, which is good.
It was a lovely finish. Was it the second goal?
Yeah, the flick with it. The flick. He just jumped and flicked it in the first one. Yeah, and he
beautiful.
No, he's been steady, but the thing is, what's good, he's not got the kind of pressure on him that if he would have gone to other teams, they would have been like, "We've paid this for you. You need to this. They build him up." We didn't do that. He came in. Even though he came in on the back of David Silva, and you probably get the younger ones going, "Oh, we bought him instead of," never the case. We got him in and just said, "Look, we need to just mould you, see what we do." Because you can't just turn up at that Man City team. Cancelo did it last year, yeah. He turned up and he's openly admitted he couldn't get his head around the system. With Pep telling him to come in midfield, he couldn't do it. So he's had a full season. Now he's got his head around it. Look at him this year. He's turned out decent. And I expect Torres next season to be better. And I think he'll be fighting for one of them places, either at the top of that false 9 or he'll be fighting Mahrez out wide there, I think.
Yeah.
I have to ask, right, because obviously he's been getting himself into goal scoring positions, got the hat trick as well. Is because we've spoken about it. Aguero is obviously going. I personally felt like I still feel like you need to get a big name striker, or not. Maybe it doesn't even have to be a big name. Scouting is a thing. I think sometimes we underestimate that in football. It doesn't have to always be the obvious choice. You guys play a very specialized system where there isn't really a focal point at the moment. There is a false 9, and it has worked for you. So there's no reason to suggest that it can't work going forward. So someone like Torres' name does kind of get spoken into that conversation. He's kind of the guy who's he's gone very under the radar actually this season. No one really talks about him too much in terms of like future plans from a rival perspective. Maybe City within your groups, you speak about him a lot more, of course. But in terms of the outsiders looking in, no one really seems to talk about this guy, and you did just get him. Do you feel like him and Gabriel Jesus could be your... I mean, I think Steve said before, you think Gabriel Jesus will be moved out wide, and Sterling's he's at risk a little bit with the form he showed this season, but I personally feel like...
No, do you know why with Sterling? Yeah. If Sterling, for Man City, Sterling goes bad, good, bad, good. So he's been bad this season. So I expect him to be amazing next season.
Can I just speak on the... You see the Ferran Torres situation? How old is he? Is he 19?
20,
very young.
21.
You see why I love the City fan base or the way they're handling the Ferran Torres situation is he's not being overrated. He's not under no pressure to do anything, so he can do whatever. And if he doesn't perform well, if he performs well, that's it. That's the problem with maybe because we've got bigger fan bases. The problem with the Chelseas, the Arsenals, the Man Uniteds, the Liverpools, our players will have 1 or 2 big games. All of a sudden, they're the best. They're the best thing in the world. So, like last season when Billy Gilmore had 2 games, all of a sudden he's Iniesta, he's Xavi.
Generation.
You know what I mean? Like,
what doesn't help? You know what doesn't help? You know when they slag Man City off saying you haven't got a fan channel. Oh, Man City aren't a big club, you haven't got a fan channel. Do you know why our fan base is totally different? Because we don't have them fan channels. Because them fan channels, they got a lot of clout, yeah? And if one of them fan channels decides to go in on one player, it influences a hell of a lot of people. And that's what can happen. You can see one channel, they'll say, one person will go in on one player, and they're like lemmings, they're like sheep, they'll follow that opinion. With Man City, we don't. We have the odd little channel in there, but the majority of the fan base, we trust the manager and we trust the chairman to get it right. And when you go to these away days and you talk to the guys we talk to, they're just like, trust the process, you know what I mean? But I've seen it where you look at United's fan base, for example, you look at the Arsenal fan base, for example, it can get hell toxic real quick.
Very quick.
When they're going in on one player, and you've even got players reacting and talking to fan channels and people about, I think Turkish said Granit Xhaka had messaged him once and all this stuff, and it's mad. And that's why with Man City, for me, I know the foreign fans would love the fan channel content and all that, but I think at the minute, one of the big positives with us is not having one.
And I've told people a million times, when these are young players. These are young players. When these young players go hot and cold, it's expected of them. The inconsistency is expected of young players. People keep forgetting the Havertzes, the Callum Hudson-Odois, Ferran Torres. These are young players. If they go cold, probably have. If they go
acceleration of super like wonder kids, has made the expectation of the average good player gone.
Do you want to know why? It's because of you can't blame them for this because they were true generational talents. The likes of Wayne Rooney, Lionel Messi,
Michael Owens,
Pele. But Michael Owen, after the injury, he didn't. But these guys, Rooney, Pele, who else? Messi. They were phenomenal phenoms, like phenomenal. Even R9, phenomenal players from young, all throughout their careers. It seems like a lot of these fans expect these players to be the same. Not everyone is like that. Some people, they develop later on in time. Like Cristiano Ronaldo is young. When he was 17, 18, Wayne Rooney was touted as better than him. He was very frustrating to the Man United fans. They at one point they wanted him out. Do you get what I mean? They felt he was ruining games at times. But this is
Fergie knew with him. And then the good managers know. Look at City, the way he handled Foden, all the people, all the press, outsiders. Pep Guardiola's ruining Phil Foden. Pep Guardiola and the Manchester City fan base, we knew why Pep Guardiola wasn't sending him out on loan. We knew that because you don't give away your diamonds. I said that before. If you've got a diamond, you don't borrow it to your mate and expect to get your diamond back in the same shape as you've got it. And that's the way it is. And with Man City as well, like I say, the fans, you just got to be patient. Look at Chelsea over the years when De Bruyne situation, Mo Salah situation. The pressure's on. The people want that instant. There's no one wants to watch a player develop now. They want that instant success. And I know when you're going for trophies and that, you can't afford to throw 4 or 5 youngsters in because you'll be out of the title race. The kids need to develop. But it's a very fine balance now between getting it right and getting it wrong. And there's a lot of managers that get it wrong. They give in to the fans, the pressure. And there's a lot of managers that get it right. And I just feel that with City at the minute, we've got a few good youngsters bubbling under the surface. There's no real pressure to play him. It doesn't fall for that. Why don't you play him because it's the end of the season? It doesn't. He just knows what he's doing. He's got a plan. And I think Torres, Foden, he's a good example of that.
Yeah, I'm gonna get through the super chat from Ashwin because I don't know if you're trolling at the moment, but he said Scolari, AVB, Di Matteo, bring Carlo back way better than TT. Do you think he won't leave Everton for us? Personally, I'm not taking that seriously, my brother. I love you. Appreciate the super chat, but I'm not taking any of that seriously. First of all, you're bringing up managers from a different era that had Lampard, John Terry, Drogba, players in their prime. Yeah, you're using them examples, comparing it to Kai Havertz and Pulisic and all these guys. Quite a young team outside Thiago Silva, Kante, and a couple world-class players and a couple players performing at a world-class level thanks to the system, thanks to the manager enhancing their level. Because I don't believe Rudiger's world-class. I don't believe Christensen's world-class. I think a few Chelsea fans were starting to say Jorginho is world-class on Twitter. I don't believe that either. Like I keep saying, the manager has been the most important person in the squad. He's made a system, tailored a system to get the best out of the players and make them perform at a higher level. Moving on. Just to blast through this. Hamid said, a wounded lion is more dangerous. We are coming for you, City. Steve, the comeback is always greater than the setback. Interesting.
I love to hear it. Good, bruv. Again.
Nice
let him finish reading the super chat. Let him finish reading the super chat. Finish him.
It's nice to see the confidence. One more to read there just quickly, and it's from Ashwin again. Look at him. He's on a roll today. I'm sorry I forgot TT.
Trolling, G. Trolling.
I'm sorry I forgot TT win the Champions League, grant a Champions League final. I don't trust the process. If we wins and make top 4, he warrants his place. Otherwise, you buy it. It's. I mean, Ashwin, I think. Listen, I understand. I don't know how old you are. You definitely grew up, obviously, under a very cutthroat Chelsea, and I hear that. Listen, I don't think we should be, stagnating at any point. But to say that a manager after not even 5 months, 4 and a bit, 5 months touching, that you're going to sack him after reaching the Champions League final. I'm not saying that's an achievement. You just heard me talk about trophies mean everything, achievements. But this is the 3rd Champions League final in our history. You have to put some credit on that. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not a trophy. It's not what we want. If we don't win it, of course, we only want to get the trophy under the belt. But to not give him a pre-season and a full season, personally for me, you got to make up some rules in your head as a fan that you don't differ from. And I've got a couple rules. Manager gets a full season, at least one full season. Otherwise, for me, why did you appoint him? And the second thing, new players need a second season. That's my 2 rules. I've probably got a few others, but those are my 2 rules. If you don't follow any sort of rules as a fan, you don't have any rules for yourself in terms of how you judge things, then you're just moving like you're moving like coins. You know what I'm saying? You're just up and down. You're all over the place. You need to build up some rules in your head that you won't differ from, and you won't move from. But back onto the City talk. I want to focus really on City.
Can I go for two?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, go for it.
So on Big Steve's point, one of Man City's biggest issues, and I'm gonna go from, let's say, Mancini onwards, which Pep is finally sorting out, is Man City and youth players. Oh my, like Big Steve can speak to the point of Man City for a while were not buying or developing young players. And this was an issue. Sorry,
still
quickly
ain't.
even go back to the touch.
Still ain't, bro.
Huh?
Still ain't though.
Don't do that though. We got Benjamin. We got young players coming through. Liam Delap. Don't do that. Huh?
Just won the under 23s and the under 18s.
Yeah, don't do
We're
that.
not doing
We've
that
got
bad.
young players. But I'm
not saying you ain't got them. Everyone's got young players. I'm saying, are you using them?
We'll bring.
We don't need to use them, do we? Because you've got to be some sort of special player to get in there.
I'm just
as it should. Listen, I'm not saying that's not the case. That should be the case. You see, when Chelsea fans mention,
that's a Man City product right there.
When Chelsea fans mention like De Bruyne, people have. I feel like a lot of the Chelsea fans that mentioned De Bruyne are too young, so they don't remember. When De Bruyne was coming through at Chelsea, he had about 5 or 6 guys, first team players that were in front of him, and at the time were better than him. We seem to forget. So whenever I hear people screaming about De Bruyne and blah blah, they seem to forget. Number one, he had so many players in front of him. Number two, the money that we used and recouped from De Bruyne was used to buy Fabregas. People forget that. So yeah, go on, bro, go on.
Oh, so yeah, I was just gonna say, just to reiterate on the last point that Big Steve made with Fernan Torres, even that, when I mean Guardiola's going out, assigning and finding young players and doing good business, Fernan Torres was a 50 to 60 million euro player that we bought for 20 mil, based on the fact that when we bought him from Valencia, they were going through a financial crisis. So they were selling assets at marginal prices that they would have otherwise sold them for. Stuff like that I like to see under Pep. Going out, signing young players, letting them either go on loan or come to the club and building them up. This has always been an issue for Man City.
Our academy, I think, has raised about 165 million in the last 5 years because the players that aren't good enough, we're just selling them cheap, but we like 25% sell-on clauses. Obviously, Sancho wanted to leave. We've got a lot left United.
We're not a bootleg Chelsea because we actually want some of our players. Even Inacho had a buyback clause.
Chelsea do that to a much higher level in terms of, you say 150. If you check Chelsea's profits, it's probably like 700-800 mil. Like, it's crazy like that.
Yeah, I know Chelsea's done that.
The Premier League is littered with Chelsea players.
We're doing that now. Like you say, we're just if they're not good enough for Man City's first team, then you might as well put a sell on them and moving on, or buyback clauses and things like that. Douglas Luiz. But the thing is, now we've got our own teams all across the world, so we're buying these young Brazilians now. We're sending them wherever we want to send them. Team in Belgium at Lommel, they're getting some young Brazilians that we've bought. So it's global. But like I say, you've got to be special to get in that team. I know they're talking about Delap. Delap scoring goals in the youth team. I've seen it all before. Brahim Diaz came in, couldn't do it in our team. He went to Real Madrid, he couldn't do it there. He's at AC Milan. Inacho came in, great player, good attitude on him, but was he up to the level? Was he going to win the league? No. You know what I mean? He's gone to Leicester.
This is why I like talking to you lot. Because you lot are saying things that I've been telling Chelsea fans for however long, the past year that I've been on YouTube. The problem is I made that joke. Remember to you, Matisse, when we was in the we was in the Twitter space. Yeah, and I told you someone come on my channel asking about why is Livramento not playing. I was like, this is the problem with the Chelsea fan base. They just want to see all the youth. They think we're gonna have an 11 of all youth team players, and I keep telling them, brace yourself. About 90% of these, or 95% of these youth players you're seeing in the academy, they're not making it into this team. Do you get what I mean? They're going to be loaned out for years, or they're going to be sold, or whatever. They're not going to make it. Brace yourself for that.
They do need to brace themselves for that. And I feel like people sometimes they live in la la land and they think everybody can break through. There is a struggle and there's
only so many Jack
there is a
Grealishes out
journey,
there, you know?
and there is a level that you have to get to. You know, just take, someone put up Ian Atcher. Ian Atcher is an example. Couldn't quite get into that City team. Doesn't mean that his career wasn't going to reach heights. He's doing very well now.
We got 25 million for him. Yeah. And we got a buyback clause on it.
And that's
we've got Lucas Nemecha, who's now at Anderlecht. He's not he's not going to ever get in our first team, Lucas. Never. They're going to sell him.
I'm a big fan of him, and he's 16 goals this season. Probably not.
He's not good enough, man. I tell you another one they're going on about Delap. Delap's not good enough. He won't get in the team. They'll sell him. But it is what it is. You know what I mean? It's just.
Do you know what it is with Chelsea fans?
It's a money-making machine now. If you're not good enough to get in the first team, you'll be sold on, and
I'm just happy that we are actually cycling young players now. We've got young players on the go. Whereas for a period there,
you're at the start of it.
But for a period there, I'm hearing managers back in the past weren't even going to the youth academy. I'm talking Mancini. Apparently,
look how long
maybe went to the youth academy twice.
But look how long it took Chelsea to bring through youngsters through the academy.
I've said it before. Our academy is a business. That's all it is. It's a business. Whether you like it or not, whether people want to hear it or not, it's a business. The only reason why you saw some of the Mason Mounts, the Reece James and these guys getting into this team, we know why. No, not only just that, it's because of the transfer ban. Chelsea, the reason Chelsea were looking at Hakimi before Reece James came in because of the transfer ban. We might have bought him. If we had bought him, would Reece James have gotten into this team? Probably not. If we had bought in the midfielders we wanted to buy before Mason Mount came in, had the transfer ban not happened, we bought those midfielders. Would Mason Mount get in? Maybe not. We have to be honest with ourselves. Be honest with yourself. It's a business, bro. That's all it is. Yeah. That's all it is. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, someone's mentioning him. He ain't getting into this team.
Ruben Loftus-Cheek
is going to be sold.
And I'm a big fan, man. Me and Matisse have had that conversation.
Yeah, well, listen, we know what went on there. Let me quickly read out the super chat as well from Tayer. Muslims should stop supporting Chelsea. The owner is busy supporting and funding illegal settlements in Palestine. Listen,
it's just.
Listen, the only thing I would say on that is I'm not educated enough on the situation. I'm not going to listen.
I know what's happening.
I'm not going to listen to
I'm not going to comment on it.
One thing, because people have been bugging me for the past few days. Yeah. And I've always said, if I don't know, one thing I don't do, if I'm ignorant to a situation, I don't speak on it. Like, unless I know the stone cold facts, everything that's going on, I'll speak on it. If I don't know, I can't speak on it, bro. That would be me doing a disservice
it's very political,
to the situation.
Yeah.
This is more of a football thing than a whole politics.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Obviously, like I said, you wish everybody safety on, everybody that's innocent that's getting hurt. You wish safety upon them. And I'm not going to tell fans what to do or what they should support, because at the end of the day, whoever owns the club is still the fans' club, and we saw that with the protesting. So in whatever way you want to protest against whatever you believe in, you do so. And like I said, everybody wishes everybody safety. But when I'm not clued up on a situation, and to talk about that situation, I think everybody appreciates that. You need to know your P's and Q's. You can't just talk about something like that in front of 1,000 people and get anything wrong. Long story short, situation that deserves facts. I'm
doing a very short synopsis. I know exactly what he's referring to. Long story short, your owner Abramovich, he cannot go back to Russia, because if he goes back to Russia, Putin is gonna probably have him arrested on the political means for X, Y, and Z to do with business, and we'll just leave it there. So he has been granted asylum by the Israeli government, and so he's somewhere in Israel right now, and by him doing that, he is funneling money to the Palestinians, to the Israelis, and building settlements. That's what they're referring to. Let's keep it moving.
There you go. Right. Well, like I said, good to see man Monstar humble, but it happens when your bottle jobs start to sound like Spurs fans. Our youth are fire. Facts. We're not starting to sound like Spurs fans. We're just saying that we need to wrap up these trophies before these players start to have that Spurs mentality ingrained in their head. That is why, for me, I don't underestimate the FA Cup defeat to Arsenal. I don't underestimate the FA Cup defeat to Leicester, because we need to win trophies before it becomes it becomes the norm for these guys. Do you know what I'm saying? It's very hard to change that mentality and that approach in the team when that's all they know. So it's not good. Big up the oil clubs. The 2 clubs have been competing at the highest level in the last years, from academy to Champions League, both men and women. Yeah, obviously we took.
Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. I thought someone from Chelsea was going to win the Champions League, even if it wasn't the men. Breaking news: Chelsea women's club lose 4-0 to.
I've already addressed it.
Barcelona.
I'm not going to stay and lie. I don't watch the women's football, so.
I'm not going.
I don't really know. I'm being real. I'm just saying.
Lying. I do remember. I did watch Matisse's stream yesterday. He's like, when him and Tammy were together. Do you know what, bro? Man's just gonna watch the women. As long as someone wins the Champions League from Chelsea, it's all good. How you feeling now?
I'm running out of options. I
heard. They did get touched, didn't they?
They got touched. You don't think Carlo can handle young players? I don't even know how Carlo's even. I don't even know Ashwin. Ashwin, I love you. I don't know how Carlo's even entering your mouth. Honestly, I really like.
What are going for Ashwin? Has he got like a Carlo affection?
Bro, I don't remember Carlo playing youth players in the 2009-2010 season. I don't remember. I don't know.
Yeah,
I can't remember him playing any young players that season. I can't. Maybe Danny Sturridge, but he wasn't even he wasn't even our youth player. He came from City,
us,
didn't he? Came from City, yeah. He had a banging season that season, by the way. Came from City.
He's another one though that he wanted to leave. It is what it is. These young kids now, though, there's a big problem with the young kids about Phil Foden. Was a little bit different. He waited around. Mason Mount's the same. He went to Derby and done his thing, but. There's a lot of the youth players now. I've said it before in the Big Six, driving around in Range Rover Sport, SBRs, big gold Rolex watches on. They've never played a first team game, but they think they've made it. You know what I mean? And they get an agent who's like, "You're the next big thing." Pep Guardiola don't appreciate you. Maybe leave. And some of them leave and they go on to better things. Brilliant, you made a great decision. Or some of them leave and just float around the game for many a year. Yeah, they become wealthy, but. No one's asked. 10 years, 20 years time in the pub when they're telling people that they've got £1 million, but they've never won a trophy. No one gives a shit. You know what I mean?
Eddie says you want a team full of youth with success. Very difficult. It is very difficult.
The only team I remember doing that, or not even successful, but Barcelona were the only big team I remember fielding at one point 11 youth players. At one point, they did it in one game. But apart from that, like they don't. Listen, how many teams, the most successful teams, have more than even 3 or 4 youth players? Not many.
Yeah.
Not many, man.
United had a generational thing that came through and they've done it and all that stuff. But since then, it's difficult. Yeah, people are not going to do that now. We'd all want a local team. We'd all want our team to be local. Just because we do, it's our local side. It's not realistic. It's never going to happen. At the end of the day, if you can, these academies are massive now. They've got massive amounts of players on the books. If you can turn your academy into a cash-making machine, Ajax did it for years, kept them afloat. We don't need the money because we've got rich owners, but it helps with the financial fair play if you're generating massive streams from these players. It's what it is.
Recent times.
But it is what it is, you know what I mean?
Man City and the creative way we get around that financial fair play. Jesus.
Chelsea's been doing this for years, G. You're not doing nothing new. What are you doing that's new?
No, it is what it is. It is what it is now. People, these academies you spend a lot of money on an academy to produce talent. And if it's not, with City, what we're trying to do is now we're trying to feed other clubs around the world with the talent. So if
very smart system. Yeah, it's
but
very smart.
But you know what they do, don't they? They charge Manchester City every other team who we own. They charge them between 12 and 20 million a season to use our scouting database. So it's all centralized. So if we go to Brazil and we identify 5 players, they have an internal Manchester City football group meeting with all the heads of the clubs, and they say, right, these 5 players here, and then Pep might say, nah, he's not for me, whatever, and then like Mumbai might say, yeah, he'll do well in the Indian Super League, so then they'll buy him, send him there, send him to Lomo, and that's how they're doing it now, and that's how it is. You know what I mean? Man, it's all internal football, man.
How are you giving them our secrets?
Listen, mark my words, right? Within the next 5 years, football clubs will use Man City's model. They will create a Chelsea group, and then you will buy up clubs all around the world, and they'll be all under the umbrella, and you'll be feeding your players out all over the place, making money, batting it. That's all it'll be. It'll be a big internal.
Once again, I'm pretty sure Chelsea already did that. Didn't Roman own one of the Moscows? I'm pretty sure he did.
Not sure.
He did. He owned one of the Moscows. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know if he owned it or if it was an affiliate. I don't know what it is.
I'm pretty
We
sure.
actually own them though. Manchester City own the club, so we just won the Indian Super League with Mumbai. They got Yokohama Marinos in Japan. They've got Torque in Uruguay. They've got Troyes in the French league. They've got Lommel in Belgian second division. They've got Melbourne City in Australia, New York City in America. Yeah. So it's growing, man.
You do know he won things apart from Chelsea, Ashwin. Yes, Ashwin, I know. Yes, Ashwin, I know.
Get over
I
it.
know Ancelotti's CV, AC Milan, and Real Madrid, and everything. Valan says we need Alex Goldberg, Yunus, Nini live stream together for the Champions League final. We're still planning the Champions League final, so I can't tell you what's going on there just yet. If Saj ever picked up his damn phone.
And Girona, we own Girona as well.
We're going to wrap up soon anyway, people. It's been a long one. Valan says opinions on troop slander of Reece James. Listen, like I said, Reece James for me is very humble. Very humble. Everything I've seen from him, he's a very shy, humble kid. Now, just doing the quick mathematics, I heard Hazard, Courtois in terms of that meet and greet, and then Reece James. Now, I don't remember Reece James being in the squad when Hazard and Courtois were also in the squad.
He was a youth player.
Yes, he would have been a youth player. So do I really think there should be beef between, troops and a player that's like 17, 16? No. So, yeah.
Listen, I fuck with troops heavy.
Yeah, so do I.
But
I just think
from what I gathered from that situation is what troops explained is a typical London thing, innit?
Yeah.
It's just a typical London thing. It's a typical thing where
what do you mean?
It happens in London every day where maybe someone's looking at you, you might feel
because he's so much younger and he's older. It's not. I don't think he's coming from a like.
No, actually, I don't know what happened. Sorry, I haven't heard this.
I don't know because he's older. I don't know.
So I don't know what happened. Did he like?
It's not. It's really not. It's really not worth extending the stream for. I'll tell you that. It's really not. So that's not. That's
no. It's just a looking thing between two people.
There's
with the man then from London, and just a looking thing can turn to someone getting.
Yeah.
And someone, you know what happens like after that. Do you know what I mean? Someone can get whatever in it. So. Troops, it's Troops saying what he said. He shouldn't have even said it. It's not that.
Troops is a grown man.
It's not even that.
Next, man. Who cares, man?
It's not deep. Last Ashwin, man.
Yo,
I appreciate all your super chats.
Do you know what? It's gonna be so funny, yeah. Ashwin doing all of these super chats now, yeah. I know what he's doing, bruv. He's setting you lot up if you lot lose the Champions League. Maybe. Bro. He's clipping all of these. He's like, yes, bro. What? If these men lose, I've got it all set up.
Maybe so. I don't know. I think I don't know what's going on with Ashwin today. Why he's so heated about this. But last one, not saying TT out now, but no top 4 in Champions League buy. Well, listen, that's your opinion. I respect everybody's opinion. I think it's very, very harsh, in my personal opinion. And I still don't think those two things will happen. Again, I'm still confident with the season ending respectably, at least. to get neither would be a joke now. That would be 3 fails. I don't...
Wait, quickly. Monstar,
yo,
your thoughts on that?
Don't play that song here, bro. Don't play that song here.
I test matches. Can you play the Europa League theme song? I'm not going to do it because I'm not going to put any bad.
Don't play that song here, bro.
Not playing
that copyright strike right there, mate.
It's a good beat, but round here, no.
I don't know about Thursday nights, man. That's an Arsenal team. It was an Arsenal team. Sorry, it's not anymore.
No. Arsenal. I don't know what nights they're going to be playing now, but yeah. Actually, they're not playing any nights because they don't even get conference league, did they?
No, they didn't.
Can you see Gerrard managing Chelsea? You man are just asking crazy questions.
It's possible, bro. Listen.
Can we say quickly? Also, no. Since we're on the Gerrard thing, can we say no matter what league it is, if you go unbeaten it's a special thing.
Oh,
Because
it's
I
very
saw
special.
man shooting down the fact that Rangers went unbeaten.
Very special, very underrated, and that is a very special achievement.
Because the
And
Arsenal
by the
man
way,
lost
I've
their
been praising Gerrard
minds.
a lot. I like.
Not only did he go
Gerrard took.
undefeated, he broke Celtic's.
Yeah,
winning.
nine season, in a row.
Yeah. Like, that's underrated, man. That's underrated. Like,
Can we
respect
talk,
Gerrard.
talk about that quickly? Because I saw Arsenal fans say, "Oh, it don't matter. Yes, undefeated, but it's the Scottish League." I'm like, they still never lost a game.
To go undefeated for a whole season is incredibly, that's a proper achievement. You got to put respect on that. There's a lot of games in the season. I don't know how many, because SPL have what they have 4. Is it how many games do they have?
1 second,
Because they have 12 teams in that league and they play each other like 4 times or something. So I think, don't quote me on that. I think they play.
But if you drew 38 games and went undefeated all season, you'd be relegated.
They play 38 games. Yeah, 38.
But he won the league. Yeah. So
12 draws. I'm just saying 12 draws, isn't it?
Yeah, they so no, you got to pay homage. It's a special achievement, and I've always said I like the route that Gerrard took in terms of his managerial career.
I'm not gonna lie. Do you feel like it should be this is very off topic. Do you feel like this should be the time that Gerrard leaves?
No,
he's probably not gonna.
No.
He's not gonna probably replicate.
No.
That's how you make it. Listen, if he goes to a Crystal Palace, fair enough. But if you're talking about to a big, massive club,
I'm not saying to a big
Look
club.
at what
I'm just saying
Brendan
leave.
Rodgers. Brendan Rodgers waited for the right job. He bailed Celtic to get that Leicester job, right? Mid-season.
Which at the
'Cause he
time,
knows.
I was like, "Raw." That was
Everybody's like,
stupid.
whoa, what's he? Yeah,
It was the right decision.
exactly. But don't leave for a Palace or something. No disrespect, but wait for a proper
respect Brendan Rodgers. He used to be at
Yeah.
Chelsea. Respect him. Respect him still.
Wait for a proper like opportunity to come along where it's like the structure's correct, everything's not no game. Right, we're gonna wrap up, because you man are just sending in crazy super chats now to extend this thing. I appreciate all the support. We had like over 1,000 people listening at one point. We've delved into a lot of different topics. And shout out to Ashwin. Really appreciate all the donations and the support. You've been flying in with some wild stuff today. But yeah, we're gonna wrap up. Like I said, the links will be in the description. Make sure you check out Steve on Instagram, the Terrace. Let them know, bro, the clothing. I've seen some clothing dropping up on the site. What's been going on?
Doing all right, man. We're doing all right. Terrace cult, man. Terrace cult.
You understand? Seeing the terrace cult, people could misinterpret that and think that you work for the football terrace.
You reckon?
I thought you were talking about the terrace. I thought you were talking about the football terrace. What terrace?
You're trolling.
No.
No, on the real. When you said the
serious?
terrace,
Oh,
I was thinking
no,
you
I
were talking
don't
about the
joke.
football terrace.
There's only one Big Six show and there's only one Terrace cult.
Oi!
Oh, shit.
As worn by Dele Alli, Sergio Aguero, John Stones, Tyson Fury. Worn by the best.
Big it up.
Worn by
Big
the
it up.
best.
Even the Highland family, they already know what time it is. So yeah,
Love to hear it.
Big that up. Make sure you check out the links. Will be in the description as well for Big Steve. Is there content coming out on this YouTube channel? Or are we just gonna keep pushing?
Coming, mate. I'm keeping it
Coming,
going,
yeah.
man. Everyone's subscribing. It's getting there. We just got to listen.
there.
Good things come to those that wait, innit? Be worth
Love
it. Trust
that. Love that. There's over 1,000 subs on that. I've never. That is a big achievement, to have 1,000 subs with no videos.
1260, I think, last time.
Yeah, that's
There's not
mad.
one video on it.
That's mad. And then Monstar, bro, let them know.
Charlie, big up Charlie, big fan.
Stuff coming up.
Charlie's a good
Put the
fan.
links
Follows
in.
me everywhere.
Yeah, Charlie's a big fan. Big up Charlie. He's always in here for this show. Monstar, any content coming up, bro? Let them know what's going on.
For now, you know me, it's MonstarCFC on literally everything, YouTube and Twitter and Instagram. Nothing really coming up. Obviously, I'm coming up to 10K. But obviously, that just during that transfer window, I'm gonna be everywhere trying to get everything for everyone. Do you know what I mean? In terms of news and all that shit. I got people on deck, agents, and all that stuff. So
Mad.
trust me.
But before
You're
that,
gonna see Bradley.
before
Bradley
that,
Hudson the doing.
but before all of that, big game on Thursday for you lot.
Tuesday.
Massive game.
Tuesday, big.
Saj is very excited for the game on Tuesday. Clearly.
I'm very excited for all the games between now and the end of the season.
If they put Amate on that pitch, I need them to do something to that brother, bro. Like,
Legs off, innit? Legs off.
Like, my man,
Ross,
he
what?
violated.
Violence, yeah.
He violated.
Proper me. I
violation
would be on him
was
there.
nuts.
I'd be
I don't
paying the
think-
fine.
we
I'd be
spoke-
paying
we
the
spoke
fine.
on it when
Picking the
Monstar
player,
was
paying the
here.
fine.
Yeah, we spoke on it
I'm a
before
Balotelli
Monstar
fan, so
joined.
to me, I loved it. I loved
He
every second
violated
of
us,
it.
bro. He actually violated us, and he didn't even play.
Yeah.
Like, how dare you violate us?
And he
didn't
very
even
rarely
play?
plays, by the way. This is a proper bench boy. Proper bench
Yeah.
boy that's talking. The bench guys are talking like they're starters. It's a famous quote, and it's not wrong.
I need
guys,
one of them Sunday League 2 footed challenges going right in on him if he touches that pitch.
You can say that all day, Matisse, but Brewster has a Champions League medal, so
again,
anyway.
another bench player talking like a starter. We move.
Don't forget John Terry lifting a trophy, bro, in the final. You can never
guys,
forget that.
make sure you smash the likes on this. It's been a great stream. It's been a long one, but there's just been too much to talk about. And you guys are really buzzing for this show. I saw bare Man City fans coming in.
I didn't even get to everything.
I know Steve sent them over from that IG live. And there's a lot of stuff we didn't get into, but listen, we'll address it. And we got the whole summer to look forward to. So people, in a bit, and bless up yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Well, it's basically 1 minute to the end of your weekend. Good luck Monday morning for the Chelsea fans that are going to work. God rest your souls. In a bit, people.
Perfect.